Dear DSA students, we are so excited to be on this journey with you, and we want to say a big well done for your commitment and enthusiasm so far. Whether you have just joined or you have been learning with us over the past few weeks, we see your progress and we are rooting for you all the way. Now, we know there's been a bit of silence around the learning management system, and we sincerely apologize for that. But here's the good news. We have an update as regards the learning management system, and it is one you'll love. Some of you may have been onboarded on the previous LMS, but want to ask that you kindly disregard any previous link, platform, or communication concerning that old system. We are officially switching to a new platform that you may be familiar with, Canvas by Instructure. For those new to Canvas, don't worry. A video tutorial will be uploaded to guide you step by step on how to use the platform effectively on our YouTube channel. You will also receive an onboarding email directly from Canvas by Instructure to help you get started. Please follow the instructions in the email and input your details to begin your learning journey on the platform. We are committed to making sure your learning experience is smooth, interactive, and impactful. So please, pay close attention to the announcements coming right after this video for more details. We are so glad to have you with us. Keep going, we've got this. Dear DSA students, we are so excited to be on this journey with you, and we want to say a big well done for your commitment and enthusiasm so far. Whether you have just joined or you have been learning with us over the past few weeks, we see your progress and we are rooting for you all the way. Now, we know there's been a bit of silence around the learning management system, and we sincerely apologize for that. But here's the good news. We have an update as regards the learning management system, and it is one you'll love. Some of you may have been onboarded on the previous LMS, but want to ask that you kindly disregard any previous link, platform, or communication concerning that old system. We are officially switching to a new platform that you may be familiar with, Canvas by Instructure. For those new to Canvas, don't worry. A video tutorial will be uploaded to guide you step by step on how to use the platform effectively on our YouTube channel. You will also receive an onboarding email directly from Canvas by Instructure to help you get started. Please follow the instructions in the email and input your details to begin your learning journey on the platform. We are committed to making sure your learning experience is smooth, interactive, and impactful. So please, pay close attention to the announcements coming right after this video for more details. We are so glad to have you with us. Keep going.
So everything I have said was on mute, so apologies for that. Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to week 4. How did our day go? I will allow 4 more minutes for salutations, and you can all tell me how Monday is treating you so far. I will go first. Monday has its way of being unfriendly, but I was able to, for your sake, still stay strong, as you can all see. How are we doing? Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Peter, Boluatife. Good evening, Aki, Tayo. Good evening, Adelabi. Good evening. Awesome, Ini Praise. I'm glad that your Mondays. Oh wow, Alilade, I can understand and I can relate in the usual Nigerian slang. Monday is indeed, it can be overwhelming. Oyedipo, my day was fine. Thank you. I trust your day was good too. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Helen. Sorry that your Monday was stressful. I hope you get to rest later today. Ogunsola, good evening, Richard. Good evening, Timmy Topper. Hello, Glory. I hope I pronounced your name well. Good evening. Thank you. For all of you sympathizing with me, thank you very much. Good thing is that I am here and I am ready for you all today. I'm sorry about that, Jonathan. Sorry that your day was tiring. Good evening. Maduka, sorry to hear that your day was overwhelming, but you're here now and it signifies close to the end of the day. So it's a yay for me. I'm glad your day went well, blessing. Mine is on a scale of 100, I'll give today a 60. Yes, MB, I am good. Richard, regardless of how frustrating Nigeria can be, it's the ability for us to weather the storm that counts. Hello, Candy. Good evening. It's awesome to meet you here. Hello, Happiness. Hello, Queen. Oluwabumi. Hello, Elizabeth. Queen, Abigail. Oluwadamilola. Good evening. Good evening, Bola. So while we are just about to round off the time given for salutations, can we confirm in the chat box that we have all completed the exercises I gave for last week? That's our week 3. So I'll take that again. Can we please confirm in the chat box while we're still giving our hello? Our hellos. Can you please confirm if we have attempted all the exercises I gave for week 3? Okay, some are saying not all. Some Oluwabumi is saying yes, we have. That's great. So for the many that says not yet, I wonder why. Bolu Atife, yes, you can still submit the assignments. Well, for those that have not been able to, please try to do your exercises and have them submitted via the right channels. So this is 5 minutes into our time already. Let's go. So this is week 4 of our digital skill up for Africa journey. We have covered a lot so far, and today we are stepping into a skill set that makes administrative professionals and so this skill set that we're about to step into, it makes administrative professionals and virtual assistants stand out. And that is simply that is email and calendar management. It's kind of the ABC of virtual assistants and administrative professionals. Now, I want you to try and imagine this. I know we've all had a very busy day and we've been doing like a lot of imaginations to go. What? Let's try one more. So now I want us to imagine this. You work with a busy executive or your boss, let's say you're working with your boss who receives over 100 emails every day, and this CEO has like six back-to-back meetings. Now, your ability to manage their inbox and schedule effectively could either make their day run smoothly or make them run at a loss, simply create chaos. So today we're going to learn how to bring structure, calm, and professionalism to the way we manage emails and calendar, both for ourselves and for our company head or whoever it is we'll be working for. So that's what we'll be into. So today we'll be delving. Week four is all about administrative support and administrative and office support. And for today, day one, we'll be talking about mastering emails and calendar management. So the goal for today is to learn professional email and calendar best practices, practice with real world tools, and sharpen organization and communication skills. Oh, okay. I'm not changing my slide. Sorry about that. Okay, so I said week four is concerning the administrative and office support. And day one, that's today, we'll be discussing mastering email and calendar management. So the goals for today, at the end of today's class, you'll learn the best practices for professional email and calendar management. You're also going to practice with real life tools. I will guide you through that. And also at the end of today, you would have a more sharpened organization and communication skill. So, what is email management? Email management is the process of organizing, prioritizing, and responding to emails in a timely and professional way. It helps maintain productivity. It prevents important messages from slipping through the cracks, like you missing them, and then it keeps communication smooth. Now, some importance of email management include proper email. So some importance of email management are it helps you to respond to urgent requests. Now, if you're able to have a proper email management etiquette, which is to always to timely check your emails, you will be able to respond quickly to urgent requests because you're going to see it in a timely manner. It's going to keep your inbox organized and stress free. It's going to prevent communication breakdowns, meaning, let's say you're copied in an email, and then because you did not go check your email, there has been like a lot of correspondence going on, and then you just come to see like a fourth circle of the email, and then you go to go and respond to that. Now you have broken the chain of communication, and you're going to like, if not for some, if people don't keep track of their own correspondence, you're going to just throw them in a loop of confusion. So proper email management prevents communication breakdown. Another importance of email management is it reflects professionalism to your clients, your team members, and your employer. Yeah. So now, please let me know if I'm fast because I tend to be fast when, and then you just have to call that to my attention. So, is my pace okay? Can we please confirm that my pace is okay before I continue? So, if I'm going to modulate, I do it now and not later. All right, Cynthia, namesake, thank you. Thank you. All right, so we have just discussed importance of email management. Now, email etiquette 101. Now, the need to know about emails. So before we go into the email etiquette, there are some key terms I want us to define because we'll be using that over the course of today's session. So now when you hear inbox, inbox simply means where all new email arrives to. It's just like you say, let me check my WhatsApp. Does that let me check my text messages. So your text messages, all new text messages go into the message inbox. But now, as we're talking about emails, when we say inbox, you're saying where all new message arrive, where all new emails arrive, rather. Now, if you hear CC or BCC, now when you're sending an email, you would see an option to either CC or BCC. Now, this is when you want to send copies to other people. Like you send an email and you want to copy, for example, I send an email to Caesar, say Caesar Cynthia, and then I want to copy Bolo Atife, or I want to send that same email, or I want Bolo Atife to know about that email. I will just CC her. Now, CC means carbon copy. Now, once she is CC'd into that email, Bolo Atife is going to get the exact email that Caesar Cynthia is getting. Now, if I say BCC Bolo Atife. BCC simply means blind carbon copy. Now, blind carbon copy is where you do not want the recipient to know that you have copied somebody, but then the person you have blind copied would see who is sending, who received it, and then the message that was blind copied. Now, another key term we use in email is subject line. Now, the subject line is a short summary of the email's purpose. I think I touched on that last week. Subject line is a short summary of the email's purpose. There is also reply versus reply all. Now, this happens where you are copied to when like for example, I am copied into an email to 5 persons. Now, I could choose to reply the direct sender, that is the person that sends the image. I'll just reply the direct sender, or I reply all. Now, if I reply just the direct sender, only the sender sees this email. If I reply all, everybody, including those that have been copied into the email, will get the reply. So now, key etiquette for so email etiquette 101. You want to proofread your emails, your messages before sending so that you can avoid mistake and unnecessary error. So it's advisable to pre Ola Oladele, the what I just explained, the key terms are not, I did not include it in the slide. This is just like a tip that I shared. Sorry about that if it's an inconvenience, but I'm carrying on with my class. Email etiquette 101, as I was saying. The first is to proofread your messages before sending. You do not want to make mistakes. You do not want your recipient, or going to receive your email, to read errors in the text. For example, grammatical errors. You don't want that, or spelling errors. You really do not want your recipients to see that in the text, in the messages they're going to send via email. Now, you want to be careful using all caps and emojis. Depending on the use of that email, emojis are not, they're not professional. They're not professional. Emails are not, sorry, emojis are not professionally recognized, except you're sending it to, maybe you're sending the email to a friend, or it's a promotional. That's when you get to see emails carrying emojis. And you have to be careful when you're using all caps, because when you're texting in, when you're, sorry about that. I was trying to, the comments can be very distracting, especially when what is being said isn't relevant to what is being discussed. If this line should offend many, I'm sorry, but it should be said. So as I was saying, be careful when using all caps and emojis. Like I said before, emojis are not professionally recognized. And then if you want to use all caps, you have to be very careful, except maybe the subject line, because all caps seems to emphasize on something. Some people even sometimes say, ah, if you text in all caps, it means like you're shouting. So we don't want to communicate a tone that seems to be rude. We want to be polite. So if it's not emphasis on a word that can be bolden, do not be careful when using all caps, just like my text said. Now, include a clear subject. You want your subject to be clear. It should be a summary, a one-line summary of the email's purpose. Let people know an email is received. Now, this is for when you're working with multiple members of your team and you do not have the authority to directly respond to that email or do anything about the email. You will then let people know, communicate to your superiors. Oh, we've received a new email. How do you want me to go about it? Do you want me to respond to it? Okay, here's a draft response to the email. Is this okay? So just let people know that an email has been received so that the next action can be taken. Now you want to compress attachment depending on what it is that you want to attach. Now attachments can be files, PDF files, video links, especially if it's basically files, you want to compress them so that it's not so much and then your service provider will tell you, oh no, we can't send it because it's too much data that's about to be sent across by email. Next etiquette is to reply promptly. The ideal life cycle of any email is 30 to 1 hour. Some people will say it's not possible. I had a boss who would always make me check emails every 1 hour to make sure that we are responding promptly. But if your if your email is properly organized, that can work. But 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour is a safe spot for you, depending on the type of email. If it's not something you can readily address on your own, you would have to now, extend that life cycle so that the right person, you have to communicate in firstly that, oh, we've received that email. So that it leaves your hand, it leaves you, okay, we received an email, I told you about the email, then you want to follow up maybe 30 minutes later. The email that I mentioned you received, have you been able to send a response? Just make sure you do follow up. Another email etiquette is to think before using reply all. Okay. Yes. So if reply all doesn't necessarily, because there are some emails where your boss will be copied into the communication. You want to think before sending reply all because you do not want to send the wrong message across. Your friend may be the sender of the email and your boss is copied into that email. You do not want to give unnecessary information that is not relevant for the purpose that email was shared. So you want to think before using reply or does this email I'm about to send, does it concern all the parties that have been copied into this email? If not, select the emails carefully of the people you want involved in the new response and then attach them to the email. Use a professional email address. Professional email address are either created or shared. That you get to learn more of that on the job. Now, write a clear and descriptive subject line. That's more like saying include a clear subject line. Use the appropriate greeting and spell everyone's name correctly. Now, that can never be overemphasized to properly spell people's name. If many have noticed, even when I want to pronounce anybody's name, I would first give a forewarning of apology, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name the way it shouldn't be, but forgive me, it's not." So now I can do that because we're having a conversation. You can't do that in an email. You cannot go and misspell your boss's name and then expect him to smile about it. or you want to start having to go and type another email of apology apologizing for misspelling somebody's name. If you misspell a name, it simply means you're not paying attention to your work, and that will really tell on your capabilities as a virtual assistant. Whereas where paying attention to detail is key. It's a very, very important skill that we're supposed to possess. So maintain a polite tone, just as I was trying to explain in the second point. Maintain a polite tone. Even if the email came in angry, you are not to match that tone. You are supposed to step down. As a virtual assistant, you're supposed to learn. It is hard, very hard, but you have to learn to be the bigger person, be the voice of reason, be calm and polite in your tone. Keep emails as concise as possible, not too much words, go straight to the point. Use proper formatting, text styles, font size, use them where necessary. Don't fire off a negative email in a haste. Imagine, okay, simple. You get a query. You don't want to match, like I said, you don't want to match tone. You want to be the bigger person, be the voice of reason, be the calm in the email. Now check that recipient's name is correct. That one is simply just proofreading. Oh no, sorry. That's simply just proofreading. Why? Okay. Sorry about this, guys. Okay. So you want to spell check and then you want to read your emails out loud to ensure the tone is what you desire. So basically, I had to repeat some points to better emphasize on the point I was trying to make. So that's on email etiquette 101. Now, what are some of the advantages of email as a tool? Now, email is a free tool. Once you're online, there is no further expenses that you need to spend in order to send or receive messages. All you need is your data, network, and the device from which you would either read or send your emails from. Now emails. Second point is emails. Email is quick, very quick. It's as quick as it's so quick that I had to extend my unsend message timer so that it gives me time to rethink. Do I really want to send this message? Is this message okay? Or let me send it. Let me read it one more time, and then just before the unsend message timer goes off, I would then make up my mind on whether or not I want to really send or unsend or make any corrections in the mix. So email is quick. Once you have finished composing a message, sending it is as simple as clicking a button. Email, especially if an email system is integrated into the network, it is sent, delivered, and read almost immediately. And one fancy feature of Google is it tells you when someone actually reads the message. It tells you when it's been sent, when it's been received, when it's been sent, it's been delivered, it's been received, and when it's been read. You can get it. I can get that all from my Gmail. So point three is email is simple. It's easy to use. Once your account is set up, composing, sending, and receiving messages is simple. Also, email allows for easy and quick access of information and contact. So this you get to enjoy this feature when it is integrated into your network. The fourth point is email allows for mass sending of messages. You just copy all of the email address that you want that particular email to be sent to, and everybody is going to get it. It is an effective medium to utilize to get your messages out there. You can send one particular messages to several recipients at once. All you need is their email address, their active email address. So more on advantages of email as a tool is email allows for instant access to information and files. You can opt to send yourself files. I do that a lot. I do that a lot. I send myself, I could be working on my phone, and because I don't have access to my laptop at the time, I could do a job on my phone and send it to myself so that when I am on my laptop, I could just go to my email and receive the email I sent to myself. So that's a fun thing I do with my email. So you can opt to send yourself files and keep messages so that you can have paper trails of conversation and interactions you've had online, just in case you may need them in future. I do that a lot. Now, email allows for easy referencing. If there is any tool that helps you to backtrack a correspondence that said this and that on when on this by this time on this day under this person's its email, even if somebody deletes it on his own end, you get it on your end. It doesn't do that, oh, I will delete message for everyone. No. You can't delete email for everyone. Once everybody get their own digital copy, it's a paper trail that just stays. So even when so messages that have been sent and received can be stored and searched through safely and can be searched for safely and easily. So one of the email advantage is that it's a lot easier to go through old emails rather than old notes written on paper. True. So you can just search for an email, old email using the date. You can use date to narrow it down. You can use subject. If you can remember the subject, you can use it to narrow. You can use it to narrow down your search. To you can even use keywords. Maybe a word that was used often in the email. You can use it to search. Check your email history. Email is accessible from anywhere. That's another advantage. As long as you have internet connection, whether or not you are in the office or on the field, even overseas, you can access your inbox and just go through your messages. Then the main email advantage is that it is paperless and therefore it is beneficial for the planet. Not only can you reduce the cost of paper, you're actually reducing the damage paper causes to the environment. So now we want to talk about the disadvantages of email as a tool. But before we continue, I would like to just go through the comments because I had to look away from that. So there are two things as to why the emails were going to outbox. It's either you're out of data or the recipient's email was not correct. Ojai favor, there is no advantages between Gmail over Yahoo. Both of them they work efficiently. It's just user preference. Okay. There's going to be so if you pay attention to your user interface, you're going to notice you're going to pick up a lot of informations that are just there laying in plain sight. You see it somewhere there written in red. Actually, I feel I'm unable to answer the question where it says why we use Gmail more than Yahoo. I feel it's still the same thing as I said to the previous question. It's user preference. Yes, Oyewole, Peter. Once you say reply all, you're going to reply everybody that has been copied into that email. Um, okay, I'm just going to do another 5 minutes looking. There are a lot of perks that we shouldn't bother ourselves about. Because I say you get notified about when someone gets the email, receives the email, and reads the email, a lot of you are excited. There are a lot of other things we should concern ourselves. Eventually, along the way, when you're already, getting used to the user interface, you're going to pick all of this up. So I can download Trello on my laptops. Trello is web. You just use the web version, or you can download it, whatever. Spreadsheet, Google Doc, Calendly. I only have Microsoft. If there's a way I can do it. How would you integrate your email with your network? Simple. Once you have downloaded your email, it's just going to take you through the process. Sync it to whatever necessary it is asking to sync it with, and that is how it's going to be integrated into your network. So I did doing the question you asked, sending emails to 5 people at once tends to nothing. I don't know why anybody would want to hide their email address. That is your identity. So except in the event, for example, if except I choose to not share my email address is actually out there. It's just that in some cases I want to save myself the bore of going through irrelevant emails. I'd rather not share my email address. So that's the only thing. So I there is no harm in sharing email addresses. If you're copied into an email, it simply means that you are relevant enough to be let in on the information that is being shared. It would be great if you stopped sending, just do you. Let's see. When we blind copy someone, will the email be delivered to blind copy and the main recipient not know? Olasukomi, if you blind copy someone, you simply do not want whoever you carbon copied to know that you blind copy someone. For example, you're reporting or you're sending a complaint to HR, and you are let's not say sending a complaint to HR. Let's say you are sending an information that will, you know, let's say you're sending a report, an expense report. Let's say you're sending an expense report to your supervisor, and your supervisor has this habit of blaming you for not sending reports on time. What I will do is to quietly copy or blind copy. So the expense report that I will send, I will do the normal copying of my supervisor. Now, because I just want an extra eye to say, okay, this is when I sent this, the time, and you know, I would either copy another supervisor, or better still, I'll just copy HR so that HR can see, oh, okay, no, so that even if during a meeting, maybe the supervisor did not work on the reports, and then you hear something like, "Oh, Cynthia did not send me the expense report on time. That's the reason why I didn't have time to work on it." HR can now be like, "Can you tell me when the time and date she sent it to you?" And then he then cooks up his own story, and then but the person will be like, "Oh, but I was blind copied into this email that was sent to you on this day and this time. So how would you say this was not sent to you in good time?" So that is the essence of blind. That's like an example where so the person will get it when the blind person you blind copy will get it when it's sent. The only person that will not know that a person has been blind copied is the person that you have carbon copied. So, Ajay Favor, is it professional to directly reply a client without copying your boss just because you don't want to overflood her email, most especially when it's a major client? It's not about copying your boss. It's about letting your boss know the content of the email received and then the email response you're about to give. You don't necessarily you don't necessarily so the email is coming to your profession. So the client is assuming I'm sending this directly to your boss. So you do not want to copy your boss into that. It's just going to be just going to put yourself into a long you're going to put your boss in trouble because your boss will not be like, oh, so your assistant is the one responding to me. And we don't want that. And besides, what email address do you want to copy your boss into the email with? His personal email address? Please don't do that. Another tip, do not use personal email addresses when you're working with an organization. You're going to use the allocated email address that has been designed or set up for you. So to answer that question, you're not copying any, especially if it's a major client. A major client would not even want you copying people into their email. So if it's not a relevant party, I send you an email requesting services, give me a direct response. So in that case, I'm not saying if email come, responding by yourself. No. Let your boss know that an email has come in for his or her attention. And then if you are to submit it yourself, like um if you're to reply it yourself, he would guide you. And if you're to wait for him, just follow up with him to remind him about a pending response. Oluchi, the reason why I'm not going to respond to your question is because it's not relevant for you right now. And if you want more information, you could just Google a response for that. So if you send the wrong email, you would either have to do a follow-up email apologizing for the previous email that was sent. That's the reason why I told you before you send an email, you have to proofread. All right, moving on. So we're done with the advantages of emails. So now what are the disadvantages? Now, believe it or not, there are some disadvantages of email as a tool. Now, one of them is emails lack personal touch. Now, while some things are better off sent as written and typed messages, some things should be verbally relayed, or written by hand in notes, in a note or later. So now this simply means there are some emails that is better, for example, a condolence message. Now your office as a whole can, like your company can send you a condolence message, but it lacks personal touch. Now it's more it's better received if maybe your boss calls you. Ah, ABC, I heard that you lost BCD. My sincere apologies. How are you doing? My condolences. I send my deepest condolences on behalf of the company. Take as much time. Never going to actually say that. Take as much time as you would need to, to get yourself. We look forward to having you back when you resume. Things like that. Now, there is you are going to feel whatever emotions that if your boss is a nice person. So that's what that email lacks personal touch point means. Um, Emails can be disruptive. Now, whether I want to believe it or not, emails can be disruptive. And going through each emails can be disruptive to work. Now, imagine receiving 100 emails a day and you have to look through each of those emails to tell which is important, which is promotional, which is a job opportunity for your which is a you know which email is an opportunity for your company to invest in or to seize. It is really disruptive. So as it requires time, it decreases the utility of an email alert system. Meaning, for example, I used to have a notification on my Gmail, but then I had to turn it off because imagine hearing chimes every 5-15 minutes on the go. And then when you check it promotional, you check it promotional, check it promotional, check it advert. I'm like, I had to turn it off. So it is very disruptive. It's distracting too. So you would not want that. Now, emails cannot be ignored for a very long time. As much as you want to try to ignore an email, there are some emails that I would look at and I'll be like, nah, I'm not going to respond to it, or I'll respond to it later. And then I'll see it again and I'll be like, no, I'll respond to it later. And I know that it shouldn't wait that long. And then when it waits too long, I'll not have to be saying things like, my sincere apologies for just responding. Oh no, I'm not. I saw it and I just didn't want to respond. But because it's only proper to apologize for responding late, you have to respond to an email within a given time frame, which is 30 minutes to an hour. 2 hours tops. So it cannot be ignored for a long time. The thing with email is that it needs constant maintenance. So you always have to be checking your email either every 1 hour or every 1 hour, 30 minutes, or every 2 hours. Now, if you ignore it, more and more emails will enter your inbox until it gets to a point where your email is no longer manageable, and we do not want that. More disadvantages are emails can cause misunderstanding because emails do not include non-verbal communication. Recipients may interpret the sender's message. This in particular true. This is particularly true of senders. For senders, wait, sorry, I did a this is particularly this is particularly true of senders fail to go through their messages before this. Okay, yes, this is man. I'll correct this line before it goes out. This is particularly true for senders who fail to go through their messages before they send them. So now, in the case of the person that asked the question of sending the wrong email, now imagine you sent the wrong email to, let's say you're a VA for a hospital and you send the wrong report to a patient. Do you want to retrace your step and tell patients that, sorry, the email I sent you 2 minutes ago is not your medical report? They will sue you and sue the hospital, and then they will not sack you. We want to avoid that happening. So you have to perfect example of failure to proofread. I will admit that I some of the slides were a bit rushed, not because but because it was created with with Microsoft, and then when I tried to do a swap, when I tried to transfer it to my Google, I noticed that there were some settings in Microsoft that was not supported in Google. So Google just didn't really scatter it. It's just that I did not get to read it, and I did not pay attention to my grammar. I just downloaded it and sent it off. So that one is a me problem, not a Google versus. But there are some things that Google had to undo, and that one is their own fight, not our headache anyway. But just like you see this line, this is particularly true. Now I'm supposed to write for senders who fail to go through their messages before they send them. Now this is on my part, my own fault, because I did not proofread this particular entire. I didn't proofread the entire document. But I hope most of you get the point I'm trying to make. Another disadvantage is emails can contain, yeah, true. Email messages can contain viruses. It's best to be aware of this possibility so you can be careful when opening messages from people you don't know or when downloading attachment. Now, this is when it comes. This is a scammer. This is more scammer centric. Now, scammers or hackers can send you links that are viruses, links that can be disruptive to your to your to your company. So you have to be careful with the kind of emails you open. You have to be careful with the kind of links you also open. So yes, email messages can be viruses. There are some links you will click and it will just somebody will just have access to your own laptop and use your own. It's crazy. The whole hacker system is crazy. So you just have to be very, very careful and just try as much as you can to be just pay attention. It's hard because now the scammers are actively renewing, like they're actually coming up with more crafty ways to get us. But as virtual assistants, just pay attention, learn how an email address is supposed to come. You'll not see somebody's email address oluwaremileko22222 at gmail. There can be email addresses like that, but if I ever see somebody send me an email address, like a sender's email address is maybe um invest in my church 777. There are weird email addresses like that. You have to just look out for them. Um let's see. The next point is emails should be kept short and brief. This is especially difficult if you are one to send messages that are too long. So yes, emails, as professional as they may seem, they have to be concise, short, brief, straight to the point. If it has to be bulky, if it has to be a long read, it should be compressed. It should be summarized. Not you don't send me a text on how to drive. Send me a summary on how to drive via email. So email requires timely responses. While some people tend to disregard messages, those that require responses should be replied to as soon as they are received and read. If not urgent, and if not urgent, if not like if it's not urgent, right? If it's not urgent, important, if it's oh god, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. This is a lesson for all of us to please proofread our text before saving. So if it's not urgent or important, it can be left unattended. Uh, let's see how many more slides before we go on a break. Okay. All right, let me quickly just check comments because I had to unsee that part. I totally disagree with you saying email doesn't carry the emotional content. That is your okay. So now best practices for effective email communication. Effective email communication is crucial for professional and personal interaction. Here are some best practices to ensure your emails are clear, concise, and effective. One, use a clear subject line. Make it specific and relevant to the content of the email. This helps the recipient to understand the purpose of the email at a glance. Start with a professional. So the second point is to start with a professional greeting. Address the recipient by their name if possible, using the appropriate titles and formalities depending on the relationship and context. So it's either you want to say, Dear Mr. Smith, or Hi Alex. That's a professional greeting. You don't say good afternoon, ma, or good day, ma. You don't know what time of the day the message is going to get. Now you want to add personal touch by adding the person's name to the greeting. You also want to be clear and concise. You want to get to the point quickly. You want to avoid unnecessary details and lengthy explanation. Aim for clarity and brevity. So just make a short, clear, and concise email so that the point is gotten immediately the message is read. Now, you want to also use a professional tone, maintain a respectful and courteous tone. Avoid using slangs or overly casual languages, especially in formal or professional contexts. Don't get too comfortable when sending an email. Always remember to be professional. Be mindful of formatting. You want to use standard font sizes, font style and font sizes. You want to avoid use of excessive bold, italics, or colors. Proper formatting helps readability. Now, another point is to proofread before sending. Check spelling, grammar, and check for spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. You want to ensure that the names, dates, and details are correct. So, if necessary, include a call to action. If you need a response or action from the recipient, state it clearly. Be specific about what you need, about your needs and deadlines. So if you want an immediate response, you could say something like, "I look forward to hearing back from you as soon as at your earliest convenience." Now that is telling the person that, oh, okay, I'm not just sending you this message, I'm not just sending you this email. I want you to respond to this email as soon as you can. Um, Another best practice is to attach relevant files appropriately. Ensure attachments are necessary and relevant. Mention them in the body of the email and make sure that they are in a commonly accessible format. Do not send an attachment that is encrypted. It's just going to be too much work having to reach back. How do I say this now? It's too much work having to go back to the email to say, please send me the password as the attachment is encrypted. Except maybe it has to be, and then you mention it that, oh, okay, the the attached file is encrypted and the password will be sent to you in another email. Now that can be done. So in where necessary, use a professional signature, include your full name, position, and company if applicable. So now for many that will now start asking me questions about professional signature, we haven't even gotten the basics yet, and everybody wants a professional signature. Many of us won't even get to use a professional signature until your company is maybe, asking you for one. So now this provides recipients with additional context about who you are and how to reach you. Now, the use of out of office reply, use out of office reply wisely. Sometimes you don't necessarily use out of office reply, but it's a setup. But it's wise to set up an out of office reply if you're not available, providing an alternative contact information or a return date. This is only used during the holiday seasons, and it is not for you to use. It is your company that would create out of. So you just use probably the company's out of office reply templates. So now what are some common mistakes to avoid? Now, to avoid grammar flaws. You want to properly proofread to avoid improper grammar and spelling. You also want to avoid spelling the receiver's name wrong, the improper use of reply all, a careless sign off. Like instead of you saying the proper sign off should be maybe yours truly or yours or warm regards or best regards. You know, be like talk. I, you know, I've been doing the good thing. I've been doing the right thing so much that finding examples of careless sign off is. But just don't use careless sign off. Do the right thing. Vague subject line. A subject line that does not give you an idea of what the body of email is going to be about. Now, listing all emails as urgent. Now, this is very important. Now, you if you if you add urgent to a subject line, that email has to be urgent. It should be when I say urgent, it should maybe urgent. There's power failure and you have a direct contact to the power holding company. You tag that as urgent. There's been no lights for 5 hours and we're experiencing downtime on our end. This is affecting our customer, our ability to provide service for our customer, which is at the same time causing us downtime. Now, that is an urgent message. Now, if anybody in the power holding company sees that message as urgent, they will not come, they'll probably just send you an email and say, okay, this has been received and we're going to treat it properly. We're going to send people over to come and check to see why um, there is no power. So something like that is an urgent. Don't go and don't go and tag a casual email urgent. You're going to get a lot of tongue whooping when an email that is not urgent is tagged urgent. So you want to avoid clunky formatting. That means using irrelevant styles or fonts. Yeah, just said it. Now, do not rush to reply. In as much as I want you all to learn to reply timely, do not rush your replies. You want to, one, be sure that this message is something you can handle. If you cannot handle it, you have to report to the necessary bodies. Hey, we just got an email from the auditors, from the audit unit or the audit department. Would you want me to reply directly? If yes, is this response, this is the draft I intend to send. Is this necessary? Sorry, can I go ahead and send it? If not, please guide me and you'll be given the necessary guidance as to um, properly sending like the proper response. So do not rush your response. So forwarding useless messages or chain emails. Please do not forward useless. For example, I'm not saying professional promotionals are useless, but they can be unnecessary information. So you don't want to, except maybe there's a point you're trying to make. Maybe there is a promotional that is an opportunity for your company. Then you can forward it. So please avoid forwarding useless messages. Don't forget. So you want to also avoid the mistake of forget to add an attachment. But well, for Google, for me, if I do forget, Google will let me know, hey, you mentioned find the attached. You mentioned please find the attached and you did not attach. Would you want to attach or do you want to send without an attachment? Google does that. And then adding the wrong attachment. This is a problem because sometimes you have to properly name the document or video or whatever it is you want to attach. Properly name it, check it, and name it properly so you don't go and send the wrong attachment. Adding the wrong address by selecting the first one from good. You see suggestions, you have to be careful what is suggested so you don't go and add the wrong address. So I will just take, so I want us to go on a break and then we'll continue with calendar management. But I will use the next minute to see if there's any questions. Sure. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce your name well, but yes, this Ashara or Raimi, I'm so sorry, but then this is a lovely, short, concise email draft that you did. It has me smiling. Thank you. Well done. All right, so we'll be going on a 10-minute break, and I will use the first 15 minutes once we come back from our break to look at the questions that I I must have missed. Or let's just do 20 minutes so that's no 15 is good. But you know what? Let's go on a break because I also need that break. I'll see you guys back exactly 10 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Hi everyone. My apologies for joining 2 minutes late. My network connection got interrupted and I had to fix that. So, welcome back from our break. I hope we all had a chance to stretch, take water, and prepare for the um next class. Thanks for the reminder. Just have to. So, for some weird reasons, my okay. I will try that again. I'm having a bit of so my slides are coming up. Hmm. Okay, so I went through the comments to look for questions and got more of comments than questions. So I'll just proceed. Trying to change slides. So I'm quiet because I'm trying to. Okay, yes, I am back. Its response is slow. Don't know if it's from me or it's from the tech team. Okay, let's just use this. Still not responding. So I think it's the reception. The network reception is affecting the slide display. Thank you, Fumilayo. Welcome back, Edwin. Welcome back, Victoria. Uh, okay, so we are going to talk about calendar management. Calendar management. I know we discussed about I know we touched briefly about this last week, but now we're going to delve into a little deeper. So calendar management is the art of organizing and planning events, appointments, and tasks in a way that ensures productivity and avoids scheduling conflict. No. Okay, yes. And avoid scheduling conflict. So you can also say, oh no, tag team, no problem. I just noticed that as I was trying to go through my slides, it wasn't responsive. Well, I think I fixed it now. Thank you. So calendar management is a process of organizing, scheduling, and prioritizing tasks, appointments, and events to enhance productivity and efficiency. It involves systematically arranging meetings and duties to maximize the return on investment of your time. Effective calendar management helps individuals and businesses stay on top of deadlines, manage workloads, and reduce stress by keeping everything structured and streamlined. Now, calendar management is important because one, it helps you to optimize your scheduling, it helps you to prioritize your tasks better, and it also helps you maintain a healthy work life balance. It enables you to allocate your time wisely. It also ensures that important commitments are not overlooked, and it prevents overloading of your schedule. Another importance of calendar management is it helps to improve focus, productivity, and efficiency by clear by clear by providing a clear view of your task. I'm going to just not look at the comments because it's really distracting. Okay, yeah, so it helps to improve focus, productivity, and efficiency by providing a clear view of your task and priorities. Another point is it is important because it helps you set deadlines for your task. It helps to avoid procrastination and it helps you to deliver your work on time to ensure equal priority is given to every task. Now, tools for email and calendar management. We have Gmail and Outlook. These are email and these are email tools and they have built-in calendars. There is the Google Calendar. This is for easy scheduling and reminders. There's Microsoft Outlook Calendar. That's popular for corporate settings. And there's Calendly that is used for setting up appointment without that back and forth. Are you available by this time? No, I'm available by this time. Okay, no. So once you go to Calendly, you can just put in your availability and then your clients can book off the provided availability. Next slide. So now, what are some calendar organization tips? You want to divide your time and conquer your task, meaning I'm going to put in 30 minutes of my time I'm going to put 1 hour of my time. I'm working 8 hours. I'll put 1 hour of my time to email to reading of my emails, to reviewing and responding to emails. I would use 1 hour of my time to do that. So you just learn how to divide your time and conquer your tasks. Basically, that's what that point is about. So you want to set your business hours and stick to them. So you're working 8 hours. Are you going to work 8 hours round the clock? Or are you going to work 4 hours, rest for two, and then continue the remaining six? Now color code your calendar from hot to cold. Hot meaning really important and cold meaning uh, it's necessary. It's not important but it's necessary. Now give yourself incentives. For example, you set yourself on a 1 hour work, 10 minutes break, 30 minutes continue work, 2 minutes, stretch. The once you're able to achieve this time limit goals, you just give yourself incentive. Oh, I could check. Now, when I say incentive, I don't mean you should go and buy yourself a gift for staying at work for 3 hours. No. One thing I like to do is if I have so I do my own in 45 minutes. I do 45 minutes, take 10 minutes break. I do another 30 minutes, I give myself 5 minutes break. If I go on the street for 1 hour, I could give myself a 20 minutes break. Now, what I choose to do with my break is the incentive and I stick to those breaks. I don't exceed my time except when it's an unavoidable situation. So certain days every week for certain tasks. Now, depending on your recurring tasks, you will then know how to set your monthly tasks, like every month or every end of the month, I'm supposed to do an expense report. So you're going to now have it in your to-do list that every 29th of each month, I have to have already prepared my expense report. Things like that. Plan out your calendar a day ahead. Best practice is to plan out your Mondays on Sundays. So leverage time blocking method. Time blocking method simply is if you are available from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., you want to block your 30 minutes to give you a buffer time to rest if it's a meeting time. So you want to, let's say you have planned meetings for like 1 hour. You don't want another client booking a meeting by 4 when you have never caught your breath or taken water. So you want to, leverage on the time blocking method. Now, factor in unexpected and unconstructed time. So in everything I do, I always give like a benefit of 10 to 15 minutes. Or maybe people that are going to come and join late. That's why you see if I want to start my class, I don't just go into the class. I could do like a 5 minutes. Oh, let's do salutations. Let's do because we don't know if some people are having issues. No, no, no. We don't know if some people are having issues logging in. We don't know if some people's network is slow. Just give room for the unexpected. Learn to say no. If you're swamped with work, there is no there is no space for your calendar. Please do not say, I would, I'll, your no is your no. I don't have time today. Would you be available tomorrow? The person says, oh no, then find a better date. Don't, except it is really urgent. Then you'll find some, some way to fit it in. But let's learn to say no. If you're not available, you're not available. It's going to tell on you later. Now consider energy levels. This is also learning how to say no. If you know you are not up to the meeting, if you know that your energy is not able to carry the meeting, because many of you that were available last week Monday, my energy was not. I can tell you that the energy I gave you Wednesday and Thursday is not the same, but this is better than what I gave you last week Monday. But I have made a commitment to be here. So that is why I do not have an excuse for, I can't say no. I have to be here and I have to give you my best. So you have to consider energy levels. Remove clutter around your workspace. You know, a clean workspace helps with you being able to assimilate. It helps you with foresight. So if there are documents lying around, there are, if you're working from home and you're working from a very dirty place, I promise you you will not be efficient. I don't know if many of you can be, but me, I cannot, and to the many others that cannot. Keep your to-do in sight. Your to-do should be in sight either on a piece of paper or on your Trello tab. Keep your to-do list inside, so you're able to you're able to hold yourself accountable for tasks that are not yet done. Now let's do a case study. We're already in the case study. Let's see. Case study. No. Okay. Yes, we are. Okay, just before we go into the case study, let me see the comments. How do you use Notion for time management? You just simply outline your task, allocate your time to the task, and follow suit. Remove clutter. What does that mean? Anything that is distracting, anything that is seeming to take space or is taking your attention, it's clutter. Okay, so let's do a case study now. So, Ada is an admin at a fintech startup in Lagos. Her manager missed two key meetings due to poor scheduling. Ada introduced shared calendars and color coding. Now, the team is more punctual and organized. Now, let's discuss. What tools or habits helped Ada improve the team's workflow? No question, no answer is wrong. No, so I will allocate 10 minutes to this. So the question is the case study is Ada is an admin at a fintech startup in Lagos. Her manager missed two key meetings due to poor scheduling. Ada introduced shared calendar and color coding. Now the team is more punctual and organized. What tools or habits helped Ada improve her teamwork? Okay, I'm getting responses already. I'm saying calendar management. Yes, I know it is calendar management, but what tools guided her to do that? I'm saying Calendly and Trello. That is correct. That is it's not completely correct, but it's correct. Mhm. What tools or habits helped Ada to improve her team's workflow? Okay. Okay. Mm. And color coding. I just mentioned it in the case study. I'm asking what tools and habits helped her. We talked about all of these things here. She that's the thing. You don't Hi everyone, sorry about that. For some weird reasons, my network just keeps leaving my laptop. My sincere apologies. It's not intentional. 7, 8, 9, 10. Mm, something. Hi everyone. My sincere apologies. I am unable to ascertain the reason why my network keeps getting called off. Like, just keeps getting, just keep getting disconnected. I don't know. I think someone is. Oh, whatever. Well, let's just quickly go discuss that case study. I see that my network have somehow revealed to you the quiz for today. Anyway, that's good. Um, so we were ah, this is not happening. Please no, don't do this. We still have time. I know I made it in good time because I was willing to give us like a lot of time to. So I have to be patient and not rush through the slides, else it's just going to keep taking me back. So once again, I apologize sincerely. It's not intentional. I want to apologize sincerely. It's not intentional. So we're talking about the case study. So the question I asked was, so this is a case study. Ada is an admin at a fintech startup in Lagos. Her manager missed two key meetings due to poor scheduling. Ada introduced shared calendar and color coding. Now the team is more punctual and organized. What tools helped Ada improve her team's workflow? First thing she did was she has now used proper email management to manage her boss's inbox efficiently. She likely used folders, labels, and filters to sort out incoming emails. She may have flagged or starred urgent emails for her boss to see in good time and prompted him and let him know that, oh, okay, so there's a new email for your attention. And then she's probably deleted spam or helped her team to prioritize their replies. She has also taken control of the of calendar scheduling. I'm sure Ada created a shared calendar and blocked times for meetings, helped them, brought them to their notice brought them to their notice of deadlines and possible breaks. She must have set up reminders so her boss will not miss anything important. She also must have avoided double booking by regularly reviewing and updating the schedule. Now, another thing she must have done is, now she has improved communications and follow-ups. She now has set reminders before meetings, probably 15 minutes or 1 hour to the meeting. She has set these reminders to help her team be aware of these meetings. And she has also, to help to improve communication and follow-ups, Ada must have, you know, set drafts, like make drafts, draft responses to important email, and then bring this to her bosses for them to know that, oh, okay, there's this particular email. Do you want to respond or should I? This is a response I have made for the email. Is in place. Now her boss is able to focus on high value tasks. Now, the lesson that I want us to learn from Ada's case study is Even in simple digital tasks like email filters, calendar blocking, and reminders, it can massively improve it can it's a if you're able to excel, if you're in fact even the basic knowledge of email filters, calendar blocking and reminders, even without the calendar, no, you need calendar blocking. But you all just have to be able to set reminders and properly filter your emails. Now that can improve productivity and reduce stress. A good virtual assistant doesn't just manage tasks, they bring structure and they bring peace of mind to chaotic schedule to chaotic schedules. So I'm hoping that this is the response, or this is how we um this is how we were this is, I hope this is how we broke down the intended response, because I saw a lot of response, but that this is what I wanted. I was hoping I was going to say, oh, she was able to set reminders, or oh, she was able to send email drafts, possible responses, or oh, she was able to you know put in blockers in the calendars. But oh well, like I said, no answer was completely wrong. No answer was completely right. Um, quick recap of what has been done today. So today we learned email management. We learned that emails should be clear, concise, and polite. A professional email includes a subject line, greetings, body, closing, and signature. Now you want to avoid common errors like typos, forgetting attachments, or using all caps. Organizing your inbox with folders, filters, and labels saves time and reduces stress. For calendar management, we learned that digital calendars help you to schedule meetings, track tasks, and avoid overlaps. Google Calendar, Outlook, and Calendly are tools that makes scheduling easy. Color coding and reminders helps you stay organized and helps you manage your time better. Now, real world application, we use the case study of Ada, and Ada, who is an admin at a fintech company. She improved her meeting attendance and organization using calendars and email reminders. These tools, these tools are both in are used so these tools are used both in the remote setting and physical workplace. Now, the key takeaway I want us to take back is to mastering emails and calendar tools boost your professional image. It saves time and it keeps your workday organized. Now, the quiz that I saw a lot of you already responding to, so this is the quiz for today. Our tech team will probably just copy this for us. Um, which of this is not a good email practice? Which of these is not a good email practice? A, using dear team as greetings. B, you typing in all caps. C, proof reading your messages. Or D, writing short and clear messages. B is correct. A lot of us say B, so B is correct. Typing in all caps is not a good email practice. Now, next question is, why is it helpful to color code events in your calendar? I don't want any of us saying, I did not teach you, or we didn't go into in depth on color coding. There is an answer there. So for two, why is it helpful to color code events in your calendar? Is it A, it makes your calendar looks colorful. B, it helps differentiate task type or priorities. C, it sends notification automatically. D, it is required in all workspaces. So the many that said B is the correct answer for number two. Number three, what tool can help avoid back and forth when scheduling meetings? What tool can help avoid back and forth when scheduling meetings? Is it A, Excel, B, Zoom, C, Calendly, D, WhatsApp? Okay. C is the correct answer. Calendly helps to avoid the back and forth. The fourth question, which part of a professional email gives context to the recipient? Is it A, the greeting, B, the signature, C, the subject line, or D, the closing remark? The question again, which part of a professional email gives context to the recipient? Is it A, the greetings, B, the signature, C, the subject line, or D, the closing remark? Okay, to many that said C for question four, it is correct. Then the fifth question, what's the benefit of using folders and labels in your email? What is the benefit of using folders and labels in your email? A, it deletes old emails. B, it hides important messages. C, it helps you organize and find email faster. Or D, it sends email automatically. To the many that said five, the correct answer is C. Well done, everybody. Well done, everybody. I am hoping that we enjoyed today's class as much as I did. This quiz brings us to the end of today's lecture. If you have any question, relevant question, I'm sorry I have to tag it as relevant question. I do see like a lot of questions that I don't, I'm not trying to dismiss questions. If the question is not relevant in the moment to your career, I would not respond, not because I cannot respond to it, but because it is in no way adding impact to you or your colleagues. I know you would say you asked the question because you did not know. There are some questions that you can figure out on your own. Don't think me harsh. Think me as I am trying to better use my time to impact than to just answer random questions. And that brings me to the end of today's session. Please, I would advise that we all take a moment to stretch. I don't know if you've been sitting, lying down. Take a moment to stretch your fingers, stretch your spine. Tell your body thank you for keeping up with you as long as it has. And then please take water. It would help you to digest all of the information that you have just received. I wish us all an amazing evening rest. Good night from here. Bye.